All right, welcome everyone to The Explainer. You can absolutely feel the electricity in the air right now, that undeniable buzz that only means one thing: Friday Night Football. Today we're breaking down the official roster for the highly anticipated July 10th clash. We've got the data, we've got the names, and we're going to visually dissect exactly who's stepping onto the pitch for this massive event. So if you love a deep tactical breakdown of a squad before they cross that white line, well, you're in the exact right place.
Okay, let's dive into this. 19 o'clock, 7 p.m. The sun starts to dip, the floodlights power up, and that whistle blows. You know, this isn't just a time on a clock. Actually, scratch that. It's a strict deadline. It's the exact moment when the talk stops and the action literally begins. Mark your calendars, set your alarms. Everything, and I mean everything, builds to the 19 o'clock kickoff.
And where is this epic showdown taking place? The legendary Silksworth Sports Complex. This isn't just a venue, guys, it's the battleground. The turf at Silksworth is known for fast, unforgiving football, and it demands absolute perfection from anyone who dares to play on it under those Friday night lights. The atmosphere here, it's going to be incredibly tense and just deeply, deeply atmospheric.
Now, a match like this requires real tone setters. You can't just politely walk onto the pitch at Silksworth. You have to kick the door down. We're calling this group the Vanguard Unveiled. These are the anchors of the squad, the guys who are fully expected to establish a fierce, uncompromising presence from the very first whistle.
Just listen to this lineup at the top of the roster: Simon Brown, Dan Smith, Joel Barker, Cass Cassidy. Say those names out loud and you could instantly feel the defensive solidity and attacking intent. Brown and Smith, they bring that veteran grit, right? While Barker and Cassidy have the dynamic energy to push the pace early. This is the bedrock foundation, right here.
But you know, football isn't just about individual skill. It's about connection. It's about that unspoken chemistry. And sometimes that chemistry is literally in the blood. Let's lower the temperature for just a second and talk about family bonds. Because when you share a lifetime of playing in the backyard together, you bring a completely different dimension of understanding to the pitch.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what I mean. Daniel Greenfield and Nathaniel Greenfield. Having these two side by side on the roster is an absolute tactical nightmare for the opposition. They know where the other is going to be before the run is even made. The Greenfield connection is going to be absolutely vital for controlling the tempo of this match.
Moving further down the team sheet, we hit the engine room. Every great football team needs a spine that simply will not bend, let alone break. This is the core squad. These are the heavy hitters, the unbreakable midfield and defensive stalwarts who do all the exhausting dirty work so the rest of the team can truly shine. Harry Carroll, Jack Miller, Joe Thomas, Dan Butterworth, and Jay Hill.
You can practically hear the tackles flying in just hearing this list. Carroll and Miller are absolute machines in the middle. Thomas, Butterworth, and Hill, these guys are the vital pieces of the ultimate puzzle. They are going to cover every single blade of grass at the Silksworth complex.
So what separates a good squad from a truly elite squad? It's that spark of magic, right? It's the players who can pull something out of absolutely nothing and change the entire complexion of a match in a single heartbeat. These are our marquee additions, the true X factors. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer offensive threat these next two names represent: Jay Abley and Stuart Grimes. These guys are the headline marquee billings. You bring in Abley and Grimes when you want to put the opposition firmly on their heels. They have that match-winning energy, that lethal instinct in the final third that just keeps defenders awake at night.
We are far from done, though. In modern football, especially under the exhausting physical pressure of a Friday night clash, depth is everything. You need guys who can step in, rotate seamlessly, and keep the intensity absolutely maxed out. That brings us to the final competitors rounding out the full Friday night roster.
Andy Rowell, Dave Cawley, Evan Ray, G. Willis, Pete Longworth. Look at the sheer depth and power of this squad. Rowell and Cawley bring relentless, unending energy. Ray, Willis, and Longworth, they complete the puzzle perfectly. There is absolutely no drop-off in talent here, guys. This is a wall of fresh legs and fierce ambition, ready to be deployed.
Let's move to and see how this builds. 18 men on the active roster. Take a second to just let the magnitude of that number sink in. This isn't just the starting 11 and a couple of subs hoping for the best. No, this is a fully armed battalion ready for war. 18 men, all pulling in the exact same direction, ready to completely dominate for the full 90 minutes.
But wait, What happens if chaos ensues? Because, well, in football, it always does. What happens when injuries strike, or legs cramp up under those bright lights, and the main squad desperately needs backup? That brings us to our reinforcements, the guys standing by on the touchline, waiting in the wings. Who's going to answer the call?
So the crucial point is 3. Exactly 3 reserves waiting patiently for their moment of glory. In a tight, breathless match, having exactly 3 designated game changers completely alters the tactical landscape for the manager.
Michael Carroll, Ian Brooks, Jamie Brown. Do not underestimate these 3 men for a single second. They are hungry, they carry the exact same electrifying hype, and demand the exact same respect as the main 18. If their number is called, Carroll, Brooks, and Brown are primed to step onto that turf and make an instant, massive impact.
So, there we have it. The date is in, the roster is set, the floodlights at Silksworth are just waiting to power on. You've seen the 18 main men, you know the 3 fierce reserves waiting to strike, and you know the exact time and place of this massive Friday night clash on July 10th. The tactical pieces are all over the board, and now it's just about the execution on the pitch. The only question left for you is, are you ready?